It's that time again. The annual conference of the American Society of Ag Consultants, otherwise known as ASAC, is going to be held in Fort Myers, Florida, this November 4th and 5th. Kurt Covington is one of 9 professionals who will address the conference. The other speakers who will cover a wide range of topics represent Florida Farm Bureau, Florida Citrus Commission, University of Tennessee Institute of Agriculture, National Ag Law Center, Risk Mitigators and Advisors, Tyler Associates, as well as the lead economist for dairy at CoBank, and myself, Chrissy Wozniak from North American Ag. The day and a half of presentations will be followed by ag tours on Tuesday afternoon at Echo Farms, one of my favorite places here in Fort Myers. Attendees will experience farming at its most creative, with unique demonstrations, plants, and techniques being used to help farmers and urban gardeners in developing countries. A second tour at Echo will showcase simple technologies that can improve food, water, and shelter for millions of people. A third tour of a hydroponic grower is also being planned. For more information and to register, visit www.agconsultants.org. That's www.agconsultants.org. See you there. With 2,000 plus attendees, 25 plus robots, and 60 plus exhibitors, FIRA USA is the best place in the world for meeting agricultural and ag robotics leaders and seeing the latest technology demonstrations. This unique 3-day event is being held in Salinas, California, September 19th to the 21st, 2023. Check out their new website at FIRA-USA.com. That's FIRA, FIRA-USA.com. Get registered today. Spotlight. I'm Chrissy Wozniak. My guest today is the American Royal Livestock Show Manager. He's been a member of the team there for 20 years, serving on the Swine Committee, where he helped grow the swine show to over 1,000 head, and today serves on the American Royal staff full-time as show manager. He brings over 35 years of livestock knowledge to the team, and the American Royal is a Kansas City tradition since 1899. The American Royal provides opportunities for nearly 500,000 youth and adults from around the world to engage in high-quality events and experiences, including nationally competitive livestock shows, the world's largest barbecue competition, regional and national equine shows, youth and professional rodeos, and elementary and secondary education outreach. The American Royal Livestock Show runs from October 4th to the 22nd, at the American Royal Complex in Kansas City, Missouri. From Iola, Kansas, I would like to welcome Jeff Nemecek. Welcome, Jeff, and thank you so much for being here.
You bet. Thank you.
So let's start off by telling me a bit about your own background.
Certainly. Yeah. I grew up in Oklahoma. My dad was a FFA instructor there, and growing up, we showed a lot of livestock, played baseball. When I got done with high school, went to junior college in Oklahoma, Connor State College, and judged livestock for them on a very, very competitive team in the mid-90s. Then went to Kansas State and competed on a livestock judging team there as well. After Kansas State, I became a livestock judging coach collegiately. I've been at 2 different schools, Dodge City Community College for 9 years, and then Allen Community College in Iola, Kansas for an additional 9 years. After my coaching career, I went to work for High Plains Journal as a livestock representative for 5 years, then with Farm Talk newspaper for a year, and then now been with American Royal for a year.
Wow, that's fantastic. So tell me about the American Royal, the organization, and what its mission is, and how does it benefit both participants and your community?
Absolutely. Yeah, the American Royal Association, our mission is to be the nation's leader in food and agriculture, events, education, and engagement. And just the passion that our team has for the agriculture industry is second to none. And I love being here. I love working for the American Royal. I love working with our team and what we offer, not only to our community, but to the nation as well, as trying to be a leader in food and ag is something that I hold near and dear to my heart.
Yeah, that is remarkable. And with the show continuing to grow, the livestock show portion, what changes have you made to the program for this year?
Certainly. As part of the American Royal, our strategic plan is to try to grow our events every year. This year, we either add new shows or new divisions. We are adding in the Black Hereford show, a junior show. And then in our market week, we are adding a division called the Steer Mama Classic. It's kind of a first, one of its kind around the country. There's a lot of market heifer shows at different state fairs or different events, and we thought about adding that. But in order to really do it correctly, maybe we would have to have a veterinary inspection for those heifers to be open, and not wanting to limit open heifers or bred heifers, following along with what we do in the small species during market week with the breeding gilts, the weather dam does, and the weather dam ewes. The Steer Mama Classic is designed for those females that are to make the next top end show steers. We have one of the most elite show steers shows in the country. And so developing this class, I think this division is going to be, I think, a really incredible event. Then we've also added a white-faced influence division in our market lamb show, try to give those market lamb exhibitors another breed or division for them to compete in. And then in the future years in 24, I think we're looking to add a couple more breeds of cattle to our cattle show.
Wow, amazing. And so what are you personally most excited about for this year?
Honestly, the people. My passion with livestock shows and youth livestock shows in particular is just the people that are involved in these shows. I also really look forward to seeing the animals. Having the American Royal is one of the nation's premier livestock shows. It brings the best of the best. To see, those top end steers compete is truly remarkable. And I really look forward to seeing the best of the best in that steer show.
Yeah, for sure. So tell me about some of the new educational elements that you've added to the schedule.
Certainly. And again, like we follow with our strategic plan, trying to add new educational components to each of ours. And this year with our livestock show, we are adding 3 new educational competitions for our junior exhibitors. One is a job interview, and that is open to junior livestock exhibitors that are 17 to 21. And basically, it's the purpose of that contest to prepare our exhibitors for future careers. And so they will in a preliminary round, submit a resume, cover letter, and then we will grade those and then bring the top ones of that to an actual interview here at the American Royal during our livestock show. Another one is the Ag Sales Contest, and that's open to all junior livestock exhibitors. There'll be 3 age divisions, junior, intermediate, and senior. And then the purpose of that contest to expose our junior exhibitors to experience and skill essentials to selling and marketing ag products. And then our final new educational competition is the photo contest. And that's open to all junior exhibitors across all of our events, whether it's equine, barbecue, rodeo, or even livestock. And again, there's 3 different divisions in that, a junior, senior, and intermediate division within that photo contest.
Wow, I really love that. And especially the prior 2 are so new, and it's so important, especially for youth, to understand that there are more jobs in agriculture than you would ever be taught in high school. So that is really cool to see.
Yeah. And I really like the job interview one, because I think being in my position and have done a lot of different types of careers, and also setting in on a lot of different interviews, if we can get those kids a leg up whenever they get into their real world first interview, boy, they're gonna look back and say, hey, the American Royal, that contest really helped me out a lot.
Oh, that's fantastic. And on that topic, I always like highlighting these cool jobs in ag. So what is your role as livestock show manager, and how did you get a job like that? Where did you, what led to that?
Yeah. So my involvement with the role, like you said in the opening, is about 20 years. And so I've helped with the swine show. I've been the assistant superintendent of the swine show for probably 8 or 10 years prior. And then before that, just one of the swine crew, and just loving that involvement with the American role. And then when this position came available, I jumped at the opportunity to work full time for the American role. So my job entails just all the ins and outs of the livestock show, the 3-week long event that we have in October. Anywhere from budgeting to planning to execution, overseeing our team that really tries to put on one of the best livestock shows in the country.
Oh, that is great. And why do you think it's so important for kids to get involved in showing livestock with organizations like this, with 4-H, with FFA? What does that do for our youth?
Yeah, certainly. I think, there are a lot of skills that the youth could get from livestock shows, from work ethic to responsibility, just to learn how to work and learn how to work hard, work with a lot of different folks, animals, you name it. I think there's so many skills, and I think socially, the skills that these kids get whenever they attend these livestock shows, I don't think you can get it anywhere else. I have 2 boys. One will be a senior at K-State, and my youngest will be a junior in high school. And they've grown up, we call it growing up in the barn, but basically growing up in the livestock show world. And just to see the amount of growth that they have in their social skills, just in their way of being able to think through things, because they've been challenged a lot trying to show animals. It's a daily chore of feeding and caring and caring for those animals. And so just to see the way that they have grown up, I wouldn't want my boys to have done anything else.
Yeah, I agree. My kids too have been showing since they were small, very small. Yeah, totally agree. And so what role does the show play in educating the public about agriculture, animal husbandry? Of course, today people are so far removed from, the dinner that sits on their plates or at the grocery store. So do you have an effort to reach the general consumer too?
Yeah, absolutely. We do a very good job, I think, with the youth, and not necessarily the youth that show livestock, but we have field trips during our livestock show where we bring 3rd and 4th graders to the show and really try to teach them where it comes from, their food comes from, and there's so many that show up at the livestock show, and we do field trips with the rodeo. With our equine events as well, but the livestock show in general, it's amazing what we do for those 1,500, 2,000 kids from here in Kansas City that haven't ever seen a cow before, or haven't seen what a pig looks like, or to be able to know that we do take care of our animals, that we care for them probably better than what we care for ourselves a lot of times, and to try to teach that youth that then they can go home and say, hey, Mom, I got to do this today. It's awesome. Let's go eat a hamburger.
Yeah, definitely. And I can attest, I didn't come from a farming background. My uncle had a farm, and one of my first memories of a school trip was going to the Royal Agricultural Winter Fair in Toronto, the big school trip of the year. And that's what won my heart into, I believe that school trip was just the thing that got me hooked. Probably I was in 3rd grade. So it does make an impact. And then I knew right from there that I wanted my career in agriculture. So it definitely, it's excellent that you're focusing on the consumer. With that though, there are also challenges. There've been a lot of issues with animal activists, not only causing trouble at farms, but also at events across the country. So what's your advice to exhibitors and farms in general dealing with those types of issues?
Yeah. I think that's a challenging issue and subject, mainly because I think when those issues come to light, that's probably less than 1% of ag producers or livestock producers in the world put a bad shadow over the rest of us. And so for us here at the American Royal, we try to emphasize to our participants, and what we try to do is we're here to show that we care for our animals and that we're not going to put up with that, and that hopefully, and in my 20 years being involved with the Royal, I don't know if we've had any activists here, not that I know of. And it would be nice to not have that. But even if we do have some, to really be able to show them how we care for the animals and how we take care of them before we really take care of ourselves, and that we are not out here trying to harm the animals or do any ill will towards our livestock.
Yeah, definitely. That's great. And I know you attract people from all across the country and even internationally, but for those coming in from a distance that have never been there before, what are some attractions that they need to see in Kansas City?
Absolutely. I think eat barbecue. Kansas City is a barbecue hub. So, go try it all. I don't actually live in Kansas City. I live about an hour south, but I've tried almost all the different barbecue places in Kansas City, and they're all a little different, but they're all incredibly good. Do that in the near future. We'll be on the Kansas side in our new facility. Go check out the Speedway. There's a lot of sights to see in Kansas City.
Oh, that's awesome. And I'm hoping to make it there too. And the thought of the barbecue is a huge attraction for me. Yeah. So I'm hoping I can make it out this year. So where can people register to show and how do they qualify?
Sure. Yep. Two ways. Our market animals need to have the DNA submission. So we require that they submit DNA by August 15th. So that date's coming up pretty quickly, and we're in the middle of sending out a lot of DNA envelopes for our market week. Our entries have just went live on August 1st. So those folks who just want to enter their livestock, whether they're breeding livestock, cattle, sheep, goats, or swine, can go online at our website, go to our livestock exhibitors info page. There's a link there for entries. Very simple process. It'll walk you through everything that you need.
Wonderful. And where can the public go to get tickets?
Yep, the public can tickets. We don't have tickets for the livestock show. We have exhibitor badges, but if the public wants to come out, it's a $5 per day. Perfect. For each participant, $10 to park. So they're more than welcome to come out day of show and watch it.
Awesome. And I hear there are plans in the works for the new American Royal Spring Show. Can you tell me about that?
Yep. We are in the process for that. Again, part of our strategic plan is continued growth. We're going to move. My long-term goal for the spring livestock show is to turn it into a spring major. Nice. There aren't any national major livestock shows in the spring. So we are going to try to piggyback off of our folks to the south in Oklahoma and Texas who show a lot in the winter and spring. And then there's also been a group in the Midwest that have started showing over the winter. So try to capitalize on those folks who are doing that. But in 24, March 27th through the 30th, we're going to have a youth spring livestock show here in the West Bottoms. And it will be all four species of goats, sheep, pigs, and cattle. And we'll have 3 different divisions in each of those species. We'll have a prospect division, a market division, and then a breeding division.
Great.
So we're pretty excited about our spring show and the potential for it to really grow into an American Royal Spring and American Royal Fall, where they will kind of mirror each other.
Oh, that's fantastic. So how can listeners who can't make it, how can they support and get involved? Do you accept donations and sponsors?
Absolutely. Yeah. Awesome. get online, check out our webpage. There's all kinds of information there, how you can become a volunteer, a sponsor. We also, if you just want to watch it and you don't want to come to the American Royal, our livestock show is broadcasted on Walton Webcasting. They do a phenomenal job. You can go to waltonwebcasting.com and check out our show there and watch the livestock show.
Great. And I have one last question for you. Why do you serve the industry? What are you most passionate about, when you wake up in the morning?
Yeah. So I think it's just been bred into me from little. Just the passion for youth livestock shows. That's how I was raised. That's how my boys are raised. That's how I really think anybody who has an interest in animal agriculture, should really be involved in livestock shows. It's that's my passion. It's what I wake up for every morning. I love to come into work and work with the folks here, but really to put on that show, the 3-week show in October. I can't imagine myself doing anything else. I've done quite a bit prior to this, but I told them whenever I interviewed, I'm probably too old to have a dream job, but this is for my forever job.
That's great.
So
that's awesome. Well, thank you for what you do. It's an important job.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
And thank you so much for joining me today as well. And thanks to all who are watching or listening. If you want to learn more, all the links are provided in the show notes. And don't forget to subscribe to North American Ag Spotlight on YouTube, Rumble, or Telegram channels. The podcast is also available on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Listen Notes, or wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you like this episode, I would love it if you shared it. Have a great day. Did you know that at NorthAmericanAg.com, we are committed to providing valuable resources for farms and agribusiness? Find your next podcast in the Best of Ag podcast library, delve into our on-demand webinar series, check out the latest in ag news, or treat yourself to a new hoodie or tee from our swag shop. Head over to our subscribe page to join our community and be the first to know about what's happening in the industry. North American Ag provides daily ag news and weekly podcasts covering ag tech, ag policy, new products, family, and faith. North American Ag gives farm families and ag professionals insight into what's happening in agriculture throughout North America. Ditch the mainstream media. Join North American Ag.